Hello everybody and welcome back to a Friday Reviews, and let me tell you, this week I have tons to talk about, so I probably don't want to spend too long on too many things. But first of all, I did a rewatch, which I won't talk about much at all because I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. I rewatched Mother's Day. I enjoyed it, it was fun. I feel like it's a movie that I could rewatch a few times and just kind of don't have much to think about. I quite like the characters in it, but it's not amazing. I gave it 4, which I gave it last time. I'm pretty sure I gave it 4 last time, so there is that one. And then I'll go in the order of how I watched them. So the first one was Equals, and this was from a couple of Mondays ago. I wanted to catch up on those. This movie, I didn't really enjoy it. I gave it 2.5 maybe. I feel like it had an idea, which to be fair has been done before. It's kind of a dystopian setup where they can't feel anything or love anything, or, you know, obviously these two start to kind of betray the boundaries of the rules in the society, and there's this thing called SOS, which is called switched on syndrome, and people who are kind of just starting to feel emotions and things have SOS and they're trying to cure it, and it's just kind of about that. But it felt almost very dull. At some points I was kind of on the edge of my seat at the end, but it didn't do enough. I felt like it was a very quiet movie. I don't really know how to explain it. Obviously this isn't a full review, it's just Friday Reviews, but I didn't fully enjoy this, and I kind of thought I would. Kind of thought I'd quite like it. I like Nicholas Hoult. Kristen Stewart I can give or take, but I do like Nicholas Hoult, so I thought, you know what, I'm in the mood for a dystopian movie. It kind of reminded me a bit like the trailer, of The Giver, and I loved The Giver. I know people didn't like it, but I personally really enjoyed it, so I thought, you know what, I'll probably really enjoy this. And I didn't so much enjoy that one, so I probably won't watch that one again, but it made me want to watch The Giver, which I do really like. Next we have When Marnie Was There, which is of course the new, maybe last, I'm not sure, Studio Ghibli film, and this I did enjoy. However, I think I'll enjoy it more on my second watch. I gave this 4 stars because I know a lot of people are like, what? The way the film was done, I mean, I get the way it's Studio Ghibli, so usually they're a bit mysterious, a bit quirky, but throughout the whole film it was driving me nuts. I needed to know who Marnie was, and there was this kind of mystery about the film, which I liked. To be fair, it did a really good job, because it honestly, I was like, I really just need to know the end. I need to know what's going on with this film, and I kind of was really curious about the main character, about what's going on with her, and I had so many questions, which is a good thing. It is a good thing, but it really frustrated me watching it, but it definitely didn't. I still gave it, like I said, I gave it 4. It was very beautifully done. I loved the ending. I thought it looked amazing. I did really love the setting and the scenery. I loved where Anna went to stay with these kind of aunt and uncle, and I loved their characters. There were so many characters in this I thought were very good. I liked to be fair, I thought it was a brilliant film. And I think it definitely, maybe I'm going to have to up it to 4.5. Thinking about it now, and all the scenery and visuals that come back to me when just thinking about this film, it definitely deserves a lot of praise. But I did have problems with the first time watching it because of all the questions it gave me throughout the film. So I was kind of I wasn't as focused because I really wanted to know some things. So I definitely need to watch this one again. I will rewatch it. And I'll see. Oh, also, the Blu-ray doesn't work. The Blu-ray in this does not work. It's been on Amazon. People have been saying everywhere the Blu-ray doesn't work, and it doesn't. It goes, it makes weird noises. The DVD works. I watched the DVD. I just kind of got over the fact that I bought the Blu-ray. Luckily, this is the Blu-ray that came with DVD. Not many do. This one did. So I didn't watch it on Blu-ray. I kind of wish I would have bought it on DVD. Got all the other Studio Ghibli films on DVD, so. But it's alright. I don't mind too much. I mean, I know a lot of people are annoyed that the Blu-ray didn't work, but I just kind of, I've let that go. But I was able to watch the film and enjoy it nevertheless. It looked fantastic even on DVD, so if you actually do get to watch the Blu-ray, I'm sure it will look really nice. Okay, the next one that I watched was Warcraft. Now, this movie Josh really wanted to watch. And he's watched all these films, every single one of the films that I show you. He's watched Mother's Day, he's watched When Marnie's There, he's watched all these others. He watches all the films with me, so I obviously was watching this with him. And he was kind of really into it. And I at first was kind of like, what? I felt like I'd been thrown into the 3rd film, because I didn't know the backstory, which is fair, because this is the first Warcraft film. Even though I don't know anything about the franchise, I should be able to watch this and just be like, okay, get it. And to be fair, about a third in, I was like, okay, I get it now. I get where we're at. It's not my favourite genre, like epic fantasy. But I felt like I started to enjoy it at the end. I liked some of the characters. I liked how it went. I liked some little things. There were some things I was like, oh no. So I think I would actually give it 4 maybe it'd be like 3.5, 4. But still, it's in that realm. It's not a fantastic film. It's an okay popcorn flick, over the top fantasy type of thing. But I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it, and I liked some of the characters, and I find myself interested in some of the characters and wonder what's going on. And at the end, I think this is why at the end I was going to give it 3.5, and at the very end I thought, you know what, maybe I should give it 4, because at the end I was like, oh, I really hope they make a second one, which is weird because I probably thought, you know what, I hope we don't have to deal with more of these, but I really want to see a second one, so I don't know why. I would like a second one. I'd be happy if they came out with a second one, so that movie I did quite enjoy. Now the next one I might have to do a full review on because I have so many thoughts, but I feel like they're really controversial thoughts, so I'm not sure if I should make a full review. And it's Me Before You. I was so beyond excited for this film, and I kind of was a little bit disappointed, and I know that's a really unpopular opinion right now because I know a lot of people like this movie, a lot of people love the book, and there's a lot of things I loved about this. There's things that stick with me from this that I feel like really did impact me, and I really felt a lot for especially the female character, who, by the way, I could not believe after we were about three quarters in, and Josh said, I'm going to have to look up who that is, and all along we said, yeah, I really recognise her. He said, yeah, I recognise her. We're like, we know her from something. What is it we know her from? She's from Game of Thrones. And as soon as we looked it up, we're like, oh my god, I can really see it now. Now this movie, I definitely want to watch it again. There's so many parts of it I really enjoyed. I loved that it was set in, Pembroke? It looked brilliant. And I really loved it. But there's certain parts that I didn't really love. I feel like some things weren't portrayed as well as I'd want them to be. So, what's her name? Lou. I was going to call her Marnie, I was going to call her Anna, and I was like, what was her name? Her name was Lou. Lou loses her job. You probably all heard about this by now. And then she manages to get a job looking after Finnick, who's not called Finnick, who is called Will, who is quadriplegic. I hope that's how you say it. Does it say on the back? No, it doesn't. But I'm sure that is what he has. So if it's not, I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure he's quadriplegic. So obviously he's in a wheelchair. He can't move from like here down. He can't move his arms, can't move his legs. And obviously this is a massive life-changing thing that happened to him. And he's now disabled with a very severe disability with, you know, chronic pain and lots of illnesses and problems and stuff. But I felt like they didn't show enough of the struggles that he would have with his disability. I felt like that wasn't portrayed as well as I might have liked it to be. I mean, I don't know anybody with this disability, but I know people with other disabilities. And it did mention, obviously, that he was really suffering, but I felt like we didn't see it enough to really feel his pain. Obviously, we can understand that that wouldn't be nice, and we can kind of get on that level, but I felt like the film didn't bring it across enough, that with certain events that happened towards the end of the film, I felt like I couldn't fully get on board with because of certain things that the way the film didn't bring it across. I felt like I just wish I would have, I mean that sounds horrible, but I wish I would have seen more of his struggles, more of his pain, so that it would seem more, I don't know what it was. There was just something about that I felt that it missed, because I saw a lot of good. It showed a lot of good, it showed some bad points, it did. I'm not saying it was all really good. It did show some, you know, some bad things. But I don't know, I think I need to do a full, more thoughts on it if you want to know my thoughts. But either way, I enjoyed the film. There's a lot of parts I liked about it. There's a couple of things I had problems with. I think I gave it 4. Probably change my mind when I watch it again. It might grow on me. The first time I went and watched One Day in the cinema, I didn't love it. I didn't think, oh my god, I love that. I thought, it's now my favourite film, so it grew on me. And Bridesmaids, I didn't love it when I first went to watch it. I thought it'd be funnier. I now think it's funniest ever, and I watch it all the time. But either way, next movie, Angry Birds. Angry Birds was fun. It was funny. It was what you expect. I feel like they did a good job of actually incorporating the way that Angry Birds is played kind of towards the end of this movie. I liked the characters. I thought it was funny. I liked the music. I liked the soundtrack. That was good. The pigs were a little bit annoying, but you know, I thought it was good. I would watch this again. I definitely want to watch it again soon. For an animation film, it was one that I definitely quite enjoyed, so I'm glad I picked it up. I know a lot of people are saying they don't like it, but I don't know. I quite liked that one. I gave it 4. So really, did I give it? I might have given it 4.5 in the moment that I watched it, because afterwards I was like, oh, I really enjoyed that, but I'm not sure, we'll see. The next one that I watched, so these actually, Angry Birds and the next 2 are from the Monday movie hunts of this Monday, so The Meddler. The Meddler was lots of fun. Susan Sarandon really, I thought, did a great job in this movie. At the beginning I thought, oh my god, she's going to annoy me. I found it a little bit annoying. I recently watched a movie called Smother with Diane Keaton, and she was so, it was too much overkill. I just didn't enjoy it. I thought this was going to be like that, and then it wasn't, and I definitely enjoyed it, and there was parts of it that I loved, and I definitely want my mum to watch this. I think she'll enjoy it. And basically her husband has, not mega recently, but quite recently, passed away, so now she's kind of on her own, but she has a daughter who is Rose Bryan, but she's not actually in this movie that much, and so she goes to move to Los Angeles because she originally was from Brooklyn / New Jersey. I believe she's lived in both places because both were mentioned. Anyway, now she's gone to LA, and the people that she meets and the things that she gets up to was so wonderful. I loved that about this movie. That's what I really enjoyed, the interaction with other people, and I always enjoy movies like that, and I definitely think that it was a fun, nice, easy, lazy Sunday movie that was just very enjoyable. Like I said, at the beginning I was a bit like, but then I really warmed to it, and I thought, oh, I like this movie, and I'd watch it again. So yeah, I did have a problem at one point. One thing, I thought, you know what, I wish they would not have put that in the movie. I can't really give it away because it was spoiled. It's just something gets taken. I didn't think it needed to happen. It wasn't really relevant to the plot. It wasn't really resolved in the end. I was a bit like, oh, well, I wish that wouldn't happen, because I felt like it was going to, like, something happened in the middle of the film. I felt like at the end it was going to kind of come around of why it happened, but it kind of didn't. So I was like, oh. So I think maybe had that not happened, I might give a bit more. But I gave it 4. A lot of 4s. Basically everything's a 4, bar the movie that got 2. So that seems to be the theme here. And then finally I watched Miracles from Heaven, which was another one that came out on Monday with Jennifer Garner, who I really enjoy. And this little girl was from Fathers and Daughters, which I recently watched, which I'll be talking about in another video. And it was a very interesting story. It was kind of, I found it a bit hard to watch. I am terrible at watching those kind of medical programs, like something A&E or ER, or even like fake medical, like Grey's Anatomy. If I walk through, I was watching that, I'm like, oh, I don't like seeing kind of like any kind of medical. I definitely couldn't be a doctor. Like there's some parts in this where like they were obviously the little girl has an illness, which I won't really ruin the story. I'm not sure if it says on the back. It just says has a rare incurable disease. Anyway, and so you do see kind of, not a lot, you do see a bit of medical treatment going on, which I found a bit hard to watch, and that I was a bit like, yeah, it's a 12. I was just like, what rating is this? But yeah, I found that a little bit hard to watch, but I found the story itself very interesting. And even though I wouldn't say that I'm religious, but I wouldn't say I'm not religious, I would say I'm in the middle. Not religious or not religious. But I'm like open to watching different things about different ideas. I found it very interesting, and I'm not sure if I feel like I don't have to say this it's a good positive thing. I feel like if you are religious or you're not religious, I feel that the religion in the film isn't the key to the film, whereas some films it's like all about the religious experience, whereas this, even if the religious experience you can take it as, oh, that really did happen, or oh, maybe it was just a dream, or oh, that didn't happen, that part isn't the miracle, it's not the magical part. So even though if it did happen, that'd be great, but if it didn't happen, if you don't believe that it would happen, it's still an enjoyable film, because what actually happened, which is a true story, you can look it up, is still very, very interesting and very weird, and it's kind of still unexplained. Like, you still wonder, how was that? And, you know, the things that happen in this movie are very interesting, whether you are religious or not religious, or if you're just in between. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it wasn't a movie that, like, swayed me either way. I just enjoyed it, and I could take it as it'd be good either way. So I hope that made sense, and hope it wasn't offensive. I just meant that if you weren't religious, you still enjoy it, or if you are, you'll maybe really enjoy it. I don't know. It was a good movie. It was like a, you know, one of the true story kind of movies. I loved the ending. The very ending, when it showed you some of the people from the real true story, I thought it was brilliant, and I loved it. It's definitely a sad movie. It's kind of really heart aching at times, but it was I don't know if enjoyable is the right word, but it was very interesting, and I did enjoy watching it, apart from some of those medical bits, but I just got a bit squeamish, so who knows. But yes, those were all my Friday reviews. I feel like I got a good headway There's only really one movie that I haven't watched the recent pickups, so those are all the ones I watched. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen any of these. Thumbs up if you enjoy Friday reviews. And I will see you guys next time. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you're a newbie, and I'll see you then. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!